Yeah, but still. Hello, everybody. I am live. I know. It's been a while since we did one. I think we did one last week, so I didn't get to do as many as I would have liked to have done. I am just telling people on Facebook that I am live, so this is the June finished pages. Oh my God, I think I just saw a coyote walk past us in the backyard. I still get a little freaked out about the coyotes here, guys. Sometimes I'll see one walking right past my house. They just come up and it's like, ah. So I'm gonna do the PDFs first. I didn't get to do as many. I think, what did I do? 18 books. That includes the PDF. So really it was 16. I didn't even come close to what my normal 30 is. So, I had a lot of things going on this month. So the first page is a PDF, and this comes from, what book is this? Oh, this is the Princess Coloring Book by Vibrant Wonderland. They're an Etsy store. So I did this one with I think I did this one basically. Yeah, I did this one entirely with my Copic markers. So I did that one. That one's really nice. I think there was a coyote, actually. I think I saw a coyote walking past the house. They just walk past the house, and I still freak out about the coyotes coming by my house. It's just a weird thing to see them. So that one was the first one we did. The second one we did, this is a Hannah Lynn. This is a Patreon now. I subscribe once a month to the magazine. It's a Patreon, so you pick which tier you want, and then you get all kinds of things. So I'm in the silver tier. I'm not in the gold or the platinum tier. So depending on which level you're in, you get different rewards. So I always get 2 free images. Sometimes it's discount on her book. So we did this one. I did this one completely in colored pencils. I used Prismas, Colors. Oh, I'm trying to remember what else. And the new pencils. I think I used those Finding the Lost Girl pencils. This comes from, this is an April 2024 Patreon page. It's called Strawberry Sun. So basically you have to subscribe to the Patreon to get her Patreon images. I love her Patreon images a lot. But I hear she might be working on a book of her old images that she had on Patreon, like that Bermuda did. So this is, what is this one? Oh, yes, this one I only did 2 in. This is to the top 10. This isn't my top 10 to finish, so I only did 2 in these. These are called, what are they? 300 Mandalas by Sally Berry. This book, they no longer sell this book on Amazon, which I'm really upset about the fact that they no longer sell it. But look how thick it is, like this is a good book if you like mandalas, and they give you a variety of them. So like you guys can tell, I've done quite a few of them already. Sometimes I didn't start dating them until 2022, so sometimes you'll see stuff in here. Like you see a lot of my stuff in here. Like, so you can see that I start to try to fill in the gaps a little bit. So this one I did on 6/15/24. Did this with, I'm doing this book entirely in markers and gel pens. So this is my gel pen book, so I call it. And then I did this one yesterday. I finished doing this one yesterday. I was like, I wanted a summery color, like something different than my pinks and reds. I just wanted it to be a little summery. And I just thought orange and yellow and blue and green because I don't normally use those colors. So yeah, I figured this would be a nice way to do that. But, you could tell that some of my markers were drying out. The thing about Copics in this paper is that on this paper, my Copics, with this book, it seems to be that the markers seem to, the paper really seems to like the markers, or at least to absorb the colors. So whenever I go in with this book, I always, even though it's black paper, you can always tell a juicy marker by the amount it leaves. I was taught this tip by Anne and a few other people who used a lot of markers before me. So what I do here with this one is I color it. And when I use it, even though this has black paper, I still use paper behind it, just to make sure it doesn't go yellow. And sometimes there will be yellow in this book, and I don't know why it happens with certain markers, but I find a lot of the budget-friendly markers do this. I don't know why. So, what I always try to do is when I go in this book, see what so I always try to fill in a gap here. So probably next month I'll probably do this one and then try to see where I'm doing with them. So I always try to do at least one in every one of my top 10 books. So I did that one, 300 Mandalas. This book is massively thick. Tell you, this book is, I really like it as far as mandalas go. But if I ever finish it, I will not keep it because it just takes up so much room and it is so heavy. It is like a paperweight, this book. So it is a nice book. It's like one of the only Sally Berries I have. I think it's one of the only ones I have. Then the next one, I think, what do I have left in this book? According to this one, I only have 10 left in this book. I'm not sure if it's 10 or 9 or 8 because sometimes I don't keep up to date on how many I actually have left. This is the grayscale one. Now, there was a second version of this. Now, some people have it spiral bound, but I know this book is was sold out. I know that there's 2 new books. She has Green Portraits #2. Then she also has Floral Babies on Amazon. She's also an Etsy seller. So hello to the people in the chat. So I do these with pencils. Hi, Lily. See, I'm good. I do these books mostly with pencils. This paper anyway. I don't use markers in this book. I mean, you could if you wanted to. But the thing is, if you use markers in this book, the images will bleed through like crazy. So the choice is yours if you do markers, but if you do use markers in this book, you have to put paper behind it. I chose to make this book a pencil book for my grayscale to just help me work on my coloring with grayscale per se. I really love grayscale per se. So, and then I did this one, red, pinks, and purples and yellows. I didn't get the flowers exactly right. Then I realized what they were only after I had done this in purple. So I was trying to make them look kind of realistic, and so that's where I messed up on it. But I used Prisma's Colors, my Black Widows. I use my Black Widows for a lot of things, Lily. It's amazing how much you can use. And then this is an old one that I did for Valentine's Day, so I still have 1, 2, they say 10, 3, 4, 5, 6. I did this one a long time ago as a PDF. 6. What did I say I had? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I have 9 left in this, actually 9. So I have to update that number to 9. This one I am keeping. I've already made a decision that I will keep this one when I'm finished with it. Thank you. We're trying to do that. I didn't do as many this month, Lily, as I normally do. So in some ways, that's a good thing. Now, this one we did on Livestream. This is Nunklebutt by Sarah Richter. Now, I have the second one, which translates to Night Owls or something like that, and that one's very animal one. She came out with the third one, which is really dark grayscale, but the thing is, I couldn't afford the book, and to me, I love the pictures that she has in it that I've seen from the book, but the price tag is a little too pricey, Here's the problem, some of these international books that you get on Etsy, very expensive. They're not like when you go and buy a book on Amazon or you buy a book in a store. You have to pay international shipping. So when you look at books that are gotten from Etsy, some of these books I got years ago, what they would cost now, I would not spend the money on them because, frankly, it's a lot of money to spend on international shipping. We did this one on a live stream, so I love this one came out. This one is so colorful with all the colors. Now, I know I didn't. This is also very much grayscale. So I have combination. As you can tell, I have a combination with this book. Some of it I done in marker, some of it I did in pencil. This book actually lends itself to both mediums because the paper is a cardstock. So this one was done with markers. I just want to show you guys some of the things that I've done in this book. See, this one I think I did in markers. I may finish the rest of it in pencil. But you guys got to be aware that some of these books, you can use both mediums and you can blend them sometimes. But now, if you guys got the color in Heavens, I think there's an issue buyer here. So this one was done in pencil too. This paper is really good for both pencil and marker. It lends itself well. So Dunkelbunt means it's a German word. It means faces or something, I think, or portraits. Faces, portraits. So I was told what it meant. So Ivy and the Inky Butterfly. This is Johanna. This one is one that I'm doing in order. And this book, we did one picture on the live. Yes, this was the last one that we did live on the channel. So what we did, this one, I finally finished this one only after we had done this page. I did this one. I'm doing this book completely in pencil and gel pen, so keep that in mind. So I finished this one, which I like this book. I mean, as you guys can tell, I have done a lot of work in this book, but the thing with this is the intricacies of it take a long, long time. When I color in this book, I have to put pages underneath whatever I'm working with. So then we did this one on Livestream. So I was really happy with the way this one came out, and we used a couple of different pencils, I think, on this one. I enjoyed doing this one a lot on the Livestream. So you guys can tell I still have all of this to color in it. I don't think I'm finishing it this year, but every month I try to color 1 to 2 pages of it. And, you know, I'm happy with what I color because some of these, and you guys know this if you work in this book, that this book takes an exceptionally long time to just color one page. So I'm like, I just take a page at a time. I don't worry about not doing what I'm supposed to do in it. So I did that. That was 2 pages. And I know this month, Christmas in July is coming up. So I know that's a big theme for people next month. The big theme is Christmas in July. I know there's a few people doing a few other hashtags, but I can't remember offhand what they are, except the thing is sometimes I get messages. When you get messages, you have to pay attention to your messages. So then I did one. No, I think I did 2 in this one, yes. I finished doing this one at long last. I had done this one a while back, so I did this one, and then I did this one. I finally finished this one. Now, here was my problem with this. I don't like when books do this with the middle of it. I had gotten this book way a long time ago, and this is one of my top 10 books to finish. So I did this one. I was really proud of this one. This is one double page spread. I really like the way this one came out. I know it's like this book is kind of like an interesting book for me. And I know this is one of my top 10 books to finish. So then I did this one, the Meow, because I had done this one a long time ago. So I wanted to do something that was a little bit different. I know it clashes a little bit, but I tried to make the picture more uniform. So then we have these 2 next. But I'm kind of like, how am I going to do these 2? You know, like if I do this one, then I have to do this one. So I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do with this one yet. But once I figure it out, I'll probably try and match the pages. What I've been doing in this book is like if I do one page here, then I try to match the colors together. So it kind of looks more uniform. I mean, I'm all over the place with this book. And then I have this one. This one, I already have an idea of what I want to do with this one a little bit. But the thing is, it would require me to use a lot of blue. So I haven't yet figured out exactly how I'm going to accomplish that. The thing is, I have Inktense, but Inktense is not my per se thing. And then I have this cute one that I really want to do this one and this one together. This one I remember took me so long to do. So you guys may think that this doesn't look like a lot, but for me it is a lot. The cute and creepy one. Someone asked me, someone asked me, why didn't you do this one for mermaid? Quite frankly, I was kind of like, okay, how am I going to do that? Sometimes I scratch my head and wonder how I'm going to do all these pages. And this was one of the first ones I ever did, and this one was an ode to Color and Chat with Sammy, because she had a hedgehog and her hair was blonde. So that's one that I just kind of like an ode to her, and it reminded me of her a little bit. Then you have the last one. So this one is maybe there's a possibility that I could finish this one, because this was one of the ones that I had for last year. So this book kind of carried over from last year to this year, and it might carry over to next year, might not. So you never know with these books, what's going on with me and them. Now the next one. Yes, Bridgerton. Yes, I did watch season 3. I am a big time Bridgerton fan. I love Bridgerton. I cannot tell you how much I love Bridgerton. I devoured season 3. I thought season 3 was so very, very good. One of the things that I really loved this season, besides the romance between Catelyn and Penelope, was really, I liked the way that Portia, Penelope's mother, bonded with her in a lot of ways. I really loved their scenes together. I think in a lot of ways they made Portia a more sympathetic character in a lot of ways. So this is the Bridgerton book, which I really love. The Bridgerton book. I love this one. This one is called I Burn For You. I did this with colors, Prismacolors, Holbein's, and my Finding the Lost Girl pencils, which I really love. The light pink came from them. So that was really very, very nice. I love all the colors I did. I changed up the birds a little bit. See, what I want to do eventually is do this picture of Daphne and Simon, but because they made him dark skin in the show, I want to try and do it, but I have my problem is that I'm not very good at darker skin tones, so that will require me to do a little bit more work in it. Someone said, well, you don't have to color him like the TV series, but I go, I know, but still, you try to do them the way that they want you to do. And that was like the only one I did in that book. So this month has been a really tiny, tiny month. Not even like a big month. And then I have one that I did in Ann Oaks, and now I'm trying to find it. It seems to have disappeared. That wasn't it. I said I didn't want an Ann Stokes, but now I can't find it. Not that. Interesting. Probably in the beginning then. Trying to find the page. They said I colored something in it, but I can't find it. When you have something in there, and now you're like, where did you put it? So that's one of the ones I did. Now we have to go page by page to look for it. This is what happens when your stickies come out loose. Did do a dragon. Oh well, we can't find it. It's okay. That means then I didn't do one in here. But these are nice to look at. I love the dragons in here. That's an interesting thing that I did one in here and I can't remember where I did. Oh well. That's an interesting one. We can't find what we did in Ann Stokes, but I'm sure it's there. Next one is one from my top 10. This is also from my top 10. I did not put these in any order per se. I try and put them in order when I'm doing them, and then I kind of don't put them in order, if that's at all true. Right now, I don't have any of my links up, but I'll put that in afterwards after I do my spreadsheet. I didn't even make my spreadsheet this month, so I write down my books in a notebook. I have a notebook just for my coloring book, so then I write them down as I go along when I'm coloring in, and then at the end of the month, before I do the stream, I I put them in a spreadsheet and then I know exactly how many I did, but I didn't do that today. I just am doing this first. It's actually like a cleanup. So I did this one. Actually, I used my Black Widows. This is the Flying Pygmy bat. This is on my top 10 to finish this year. So I actually had to look up what this bat looked like online, and the bat looks something very similar to this. So, and they like to eat these plants. So, what number is that? I think, what are they called? The bat. This is the one I did. So, what is that one? This is some kind of gorilla. I know, right? I love the way these ones come out. I'm trying to remember what these are. Oh, what are these? These are called New Zealand lesser short-tailed bats. They are endemic to New Zealand and its offshore islands. At night, they forage in forest flowers, and by day, they roast in colonies primarily in Old. They are important pollinators of plants that numbers are threatened due to forest clearing, which destroys the dead trees that the bats. Further threats include predators such as rats and stoats being introduced. This has led to complete extinction of the species on certain islands. So they're lesser-tailed bats. So I know, right? I like the way this one came out. I actually had to look up what the animal looked like so I could make it look a little bit more clean, you know. And I really liked how this darker Black Widow, and this for the tree I used one of the darker browns. I think, what did I use on it? Oh, this came from the Dragon set. It's one of the darker browns from the Dragon set. I really love Black Widows a lot, more than people give them credit for. And Kirby did this book to bring awareness of animals that are near endangered or extinct. And what he did with the profits from this book is he gave it to an animal he did it to an animal conservation charity is what he used the funds for this book. So, you know, this book, I'm like, this will be the book that if I finish this book, this will probably be one of the only ones I keep from him, because I like the other books, but I think this one really has a cause, a purpose to it, as opposed to the other books. I like the fact that he did this to bring awareness to endangered animals. So that was that one. Now, this is another one that we did on live stream, and of course, I lost the thing. This is the New Color in Heaven. I remember which one this is because I remember doing it on a live stream. This is Color in Heaven Fantasy Pets. Now, this one was done by Hannah Lynn and Anna Proteus. So, you know, they do a lot. And I chose the one by Hannah Lynn and Allie's Alligator. So we did this one on a live stream. Anybody wonders, and I do subscribe to Color in Heaven, so I do pay a certain amount every month to to my subscription. So just, you know, even though I, you know, use the Hannah Lynn, I sometimes like when Color in Heaven has these books because they have different ones that you may not see all the time. So I really like when they do something more cute and I have a lot of fun with her more whimsy style, a little bit some more. So that's the one I did there. Isn't it cute? I love that one. The next one we did is called Let's Color Magical Kingdom. Now, I bought this one at Barnes & Noble, Ivy. So sometimes I go by the newsstand and the area, and they have these little Let's Color magazines. So I picked, every once in a while they'll have one, like they have ones each month, but sometimes they interest me, sometimes they do not interest me. So it all depends if they introduce you, if you like it or not. So these I got at Barnes & Noble, so these were on the newsstand. So these are kind of a little hard to get because I went to the website and it was kind of like so hard to navigate the publisher. So to see if they had anything else, they have a lot of different things there, like Magical Kingdom fairies, all kinds of things. You guys know how this is the second magazine that I've done. that I've gotten from them, the last color magazine. I think I have another one from them, so. But they have different subjects. Let's color Easter, let's color summer, let's color 4th of July. So I did this one, the fairy number 6. So I really enjoyed this one. I used Prismas. Mostly, a lot of times you see me use my Prismas, my Black Widows, and now I'm starting to incorporate my colors a little more again. So I enjoyed that a lot more than I thought I would enjoy that. So that's that one. I do not know the exact number of how many I colored this month, so keep that in mind. And then I colored Springsteen's coloring book. This is Creative Haven Springsteen's coloring book by Teresa Goodrich. Now, I like coloring. Every once in a while, I'll color one page in this. And this has been, this book is also going to be a mixture of markers and colored pencils. So I did the flower page. I decided to do the flower page with my Black Widows, my colors. What was the other one I did? Oh, Finding the Lost Girl pencils, which are they're really, really nice pencils. There's only 72 in a set, but they're really very reasonable. I think what are they? 15, they range from $15 to $22, depending on when you get them. Depending if you get them with the case and a little book and a little pad. So I like this one, so I did this one. As you can tell, I think what I'm doing with this book is I'm actually going through seeing what I colored, right? And filling in gaps here as I go along. So this will probably, I'll try and color this. I try and color different things every month to see what they do there. I don't have an exact number, so keep that in mind. Now we have another one. What is this one? Drunken Beauty Flower, I think it's called. I think that's what it's called, Beauty Drunken Flower. I colored this one. I had started this one a long time ago and then never finished it. So, this paper, the paper in some of these Chinese coloring books is weird. What I'm finding in this book, these thinner pencils work better, like your Prismas. Thinner pencils in general and my luminance pencils, my Prismas, and my Schriftfarbens work really well in them. A lot of books do not like the Schriftfarbens, but this book apparently likes my Schriftfarbens like this paper. This is one of the Chinese coloring books. I got this a long time ago, so do not ask me. And here we have a Color Your Horde book. Yes, an R.J. Hampton coloring book. I am kind of surprised that I did an R.J. Hampton coloring book. And a lot of you know that for a while I didn't have any R.J. Hampton books. And it's not because I didn't like the books. It's just because I didn't have pictures in there. So, and I did this one. So this one is a Color Your Horde. I have a few others that are whips in it. So the idea of Color Your Horde is that you just finish one and no other pages have been completed. So at least I now have finished the first one. So this goes for June Color Your Horde 2024. And I did this in a lot of different greens, a lot of different pencils. I think I used my Polychromos and my, what's the other one? And Holbeins for this one. That's what I used, my Holbeins and my Polychromos for this one. I enjoyed this one. This is called The Key to My Heart, I think. Then this one is The Rescue, I think. So, I enjoyed this one a lot more than I thought I would enjoy that one. I didn't get to all my top 10s this month, but I'm okay with that because you know what? I only managed to get one done in this one, and this one is called Fairy Tales by Emily Lighthold Boulder. If you remember her as the person who did Saga Oak Sagnet, now she's coming. Now, there's another version of Saga Oak Sagnet that you can buy on Amazon. It has, I think, 5 to 10 new illustrations. And I'm not buying the new one because it's just, to me, I have the original, so. This one I'm not keeping. So I did this one. At long last, I have finished this one. I've decided that when I finish this one, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to keep it. So the next page to do, as you can tell, I've done this many so far. Plus, I have done a lot of different pages throughout the book. So this one is a whip in progress. So I started this a long time ago, never finished. My problem with this book is I start, I stop, I start, I stop. So then I have that one to do. And some of you have guessed I started this one. This book is like a stop, start book for me. So you can tell I have a lot of whips in. This is like called my forever whip book. I mean, there's a few pages I haven't done in this one, but this is on the top 10 to finish. So I use a lot of different pencils in this book. So this is pretty much a pencil book, but this is becoming mine. This is also like Cute and Creepy, where this was one of the top 10 books to finish from last year, but I didn't finish it, so I brought it over here. So sometimes what I'll do is I'll have a book from a previous year that I didn't finish, but I'll just move it into the next year. So that way it gets done. And then this is one of the newer coloring books in the collection. This is called Romantasy Coloring Book. And what this is basically it's a Dover coloring book from the same people who do the Creative Haven books, but this book is the paper is nice, but I'm using pencils in it as opposed to markers. So I finished this one this month, so it has like a lot of different things in it. It has like fantasy tropes. It has forests, princesses, dragons, all kinds of things that you can color in it. So I did use pencils in this. I forget what pencils I use because I use a lot of pencils. I have a lot of pencils. I really enjoy that one. Hold on while we get I don't know how many books I did, but I know it wasn't 30. So usually it's like 30. Let me drop my phone, by the way. That's not supposed to happen. Then we picked up, now this is on my top 10. This is a hardcover. I bought this a while back. The thing about these books is this is like probably the only. I probably will keep this one, but the Mina Victoria ones, I'm not too happy with. So then this one. This book I'm doing in marker, the first half of it, because what they do with this book is they give you 2 sets of images. So this one was one that I was working on last month, but I never finished it. So I used markers in this one. This is one of my favorite Demita Victoria books. So, and this one is in hardcover. So, yeah, sometimes you can on Amazon get them in hardcover now. So that one is that one. This one. This is another one. This is also on the top 10. As you can now tell, the next 2 other books are. What do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4 books left. So this one is Intricate Flowers by Jade Summer. I love Jade Summer very much so. As you guys can tell, I pretty much, I think I can get it done this year, but I haven't been making very good progress. This one was kind of a slow month for me. This is how much left I have left to do in the book, because they gave us a bonus page. So this is how much left I have to do. But I think what that is basically it's this many. Then they gave you a bonus page here. So this much, and then they gave you the pages, and then they gave us a bonus mandala. So just keep that in mind. They have a bonus one there. So I'm using pretty much markers, and I do pretty much a theme of the pages. So I try to do like the same colors because to me, this is like Intricate Flowers. It's really pretty. I use Copics pretty much on this book and other markers if I have other markers. Right now, I do not have another set of markers. It is mostly, I have only Copics right now. So this one I did too. I like this one in the reds and pinks and those some pink purples. So that's the 2 I did in there. I was very happy with these 2. This is a very small month. Now, the next one I have is The Art of Mandela, Volume 1. This is also in my top 10 to finish. So this is a smaller mandala book. So I did this one. I did purples, greens, and light purples and pinks. But this one came out very nice, actually. So it was light purple, and then it became darker purple. Yeah, some green. I added some green in there. Thought that was pretty. So I pretty much think I don't have math in this one. Someone asked me, would I keep this one or would I not keep it? You know, the truth is I don't have a lot of space, so I'm probably not keeping this book when I'm done with it. So I would say no. This is The Art of Mandela, Volume 1 by Jason Hamilton. It's like one of the smaller books I have. The next one is Beautiful Portraits by Cindy Elsfonsini. I'm trying to remember which one I colored this month because I've colored so many this month. Well, there was one I colored here. And now I can't find it, so we've done this one. This is like grayscale faces, and I've pretty much done this in markers, but I've decided because I don't like the way the paper is, when you color in this book with markers, it leaves yellow no matter which brand of markers this is, because I've had Jig markers, I've had Copic markers, so I don't know what that is. And I put paper in between them, so it shouldn't do that, but it does do that. So just so you guys get a... When I color grayscale, I prefer to color in marker with grayscale. It just comes out better. But depending on the paper, sometimes I do have to color on grayscale with pencils. I mean, you can color it with pencils. It's just a little bit more work. Keep that in mind. I don't remember what I colored in this one, but we did apparently color something in it. This was the one we colored. Apparently the pink thing did not come out very well. So even though I did color this in marker, I had a problem with the skin tone. So I had to go over this with a Prismacolor and a luminance pencil to get the skin tone right. Yeah, sometimes your markers dry. On this paper, the markers are very picky. This book is very picky. Someone asked me, could I color this in pencil? I could, but the problem with doing that is it's a lot of work and not all pencils. This paper is picky even with pencils, so I've had books with similar paper, so hint to illustrators and artists out there, if you're going to do Amazon KDP, try and spring for a better paper if you can afford it. That's all I'm going to say about that. See, here you see the yellow, right? Look at that. You see the yellow there. It's faint, but it's there. This was the one that looked like kind of when I was doing my Kim Kardashian, but because I can't do the skin darker. See, on camera, this comes out lighter, but when you look at it in person, it comes out much darker, the skin. I want you guys to see what's in this book, just so you guys kind of get why I prefer to color marker with grayscale. Now, I know a girl who did this book completely, and so I saw what she did with this book in pencil, and I was like, wow. But she says it took her a long time to do one page in this book with pencil. This is on my top 10 to finish too, so I like the way she came out with that right here. Red is just really nice. This is one I've been thinking about doing again. I don't really work in this book too often. I need to start doing that again, work in this book again. That's it, pretty much. You could use the last 2 pages to test your mediums. And the final book is a Color Your Hoard book. This one is Color in Heaven Presents Summer. Now, this is not part of the subscription. They're doing something where they'll come out with one for fall and they'll come out with one for winter. They already had one for spring. I looked at the preview for the images in spring. I did not like them. This one, I did like the pictures. They haven't come out with a preview yet for their fall one or the winter one yet. So I'm wait and see because these are a little pricey for a magazine, but they are very well worth it if you like the images. I happen to like all the images that I saw in this book. So the one that we did was this one. I did this one completely in pencil. This took me about a good 2 to 3 days, an hour session each day. So this one is called Sunflower Homestead, and it's from Coloring Book Cafe. And now this is like what I call a multiple issue, meaning it has multiple authors, multiple illustrators, multiple coloring companies. So this one comes from Coloring Book Cafe, which does a bunch of coloring books on their own. So they put in a few pictures of their own here. So I did this one, and I did it like yellow and brown, and I tried to make the sunflowers look as nice as I could, and I was trying to get the mailbox to be blue, you know. I like a little bit of blue because it pops, and then I made the house a little different of a color to make it pop. So I used, what did I use? Prismas, polychromos, Holbeins, and the Color Pastels is what I used. I have a set of Color Pastels pencils, which are a nice dupe, a nice cheap dupe if you like thing in there. I don't know why my phone is like reflecting off the surface. So that is what I did here. So as you can see, there's like a whole bunch of nice, really nice pictures they have here in summer. Like this one I find really cute. The guinea pig sitting on the beach drinking a nice cool drink in a beach chair. I thought that was funny. And then they have the cat. I think, whose is this by? Linka Folenko. Linka Folenko has a lot of nice pictures, so don't discourage it. So that is what I liked in my summer one. And then the first set of images is Doria Capperson. See, this one, which I like. I might do this one just because I want to do it. But this would be nice. I like this one too. I think I did this similar. I think I did this page in one of her other books. But she says this is exclusive, so I think if it's not this one, it's something very similar looking picture that she had in one of the other issues, one of her other books. So that is funny. I like the ice cream cone and the girl with the shopping bags and everything else. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this stream. I know I have. I hope everybody stays safe and healthy. Everybody stay well. Bye, everybody.